Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin Reviews for yet another episode. In today's episode, I'm actually going to be reviewing for you the latest Netflix movie that came out a couple of weeks ago called Back in Action, which stars Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. And so before I get into how I actually felt about this movie, well, I'd give it a 10 and stuff like that, all the usual stuff. I will give you a bit of context and stuff about the movie that you may have or have not known about it, so that you kind of understand where I'm coming from as I kind of get into this movie. And so with this movie you have Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, and with those two actors I do enjoy the movies they've been in. Like, I really do like Jamie Foxx in movies like, Amazing Spider-Man and stuff like that. And then obviously you had Cameron Diaz as the voice of Fiona from Shrek, and really do like Fiona, and I do like her portrayal of Fiona and stuff like that. So there's definitely that. And so if you didn't know already, this is the first movie that Cameron Diaz has done in about 10 years, because she actually had to take a break from acting due to family reasons and looking after her family and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd throw that in there as it fits with the whole Back in Action kind of theme and gimmick and stuff like that. And so how would I describe this movie, and what would I say about the movie without actually going into any spoilers at all, as it's only been out for a couple of weeks, so I'll give you enough time to watch it and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. And so what I would say about this movie is that you kind of have this this spy movie where Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz are pretty much trying to cover up their identity to this government CIA operation scheme kind of thing, and there's a certain reason why they have to hide it from people, because they don't want people knowing that they're from the CIA, because oh no, maybe something bad will happen and people will track them down and try and hunt them down because they're doing something crazy and insane and stuff like that. And so this movie is almost 2 hours long, and how did I personally feel about it? So as I began to process this movie, and I watched it 2 nights ago with my mum and dad, I have to come to this conclusion that I actually did really enjoy this movie. It is actually a lot better than you would actually think I would actually want to say, because with Netflix movies and movies that are straight to streaming, and you don't have to go out to the cinema and watch it, and it's not some big impactful experience kind of thing, you can just throw it away, and then once you've watched it once you can move on and watch something absolutely incredible. Compared to all of that, I think it does a good job, because it's just super entertaining, super funny, and that is the reason for that is because of Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz's chemistry in this movie, and that really does help. But the movie does struggle to find its meaning for a while, I felt like, because I did set up the story first of all, but then it goes into this whole plot line about how the son and the daughter, they have this complication with their family, and that whole thing just kind of drags on for a while, and just oh goodness, why are we doing this? Why can't we get to the cool action and funny comedy bits with Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz? When it gets to those points, you kind of go into it thinking to yourself, yeah, okay, this is actually pretty decent, pretty entertaining. And so once the movie starts to get kind of full gear and it actually gets to the point a bit more, you do really feel like this is actually pretty worth watching and worthwhile. So yeah, I would absolutely give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. It is a little bit better than other straight to streaming there's some straight to streaming movies I've watched where I'm just do I really remember this movie? Will I have a lasting impact with this movie? Probably not. But this will kind of go down as a movie that I did really enjoy, and I don't even think there's been one bad movie I have watched this year so far. And for a month like January, where January is typically stereotypically known in the film community to not be the most amazing type of month for cinema, because it's just the start of the year. I know there's not enough movies out, so they just got to crank out whatever, and all of it's not great. But honestly, I got pretty lucky this month, and I feel like January really did really give me some really good movies. And so yeah, I know it is February right now as I'm recording this, but yeah, that is my review, and I wanted to throw that in there because it will fit with everything. So yeah, that's my review of Back in Action. So yeah, we are back in action. We are back in action because we're already back and doing this video in February. So yeah, Back in Action. Bye 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 bye.